the Supreme Court of Appeal has dismissed with costs an application by former SABC Chief Operations Officer Hlaudi Motsoeneng to appeal an order declaring the decision of the then SABC board to pay him 11.5 million rand as unlawful and invalid. The former SABC boss says he is not going to pay back the money yet, and that he'll find a way to challenge the ruling. For more on this, he joins us now in studio. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Mpo.
I mean, that's quite bold. You say you're not going to pay the money, yet being the operative word, but you've lost the appeal. What does this mean to you?
Remember that I'm still in this race. I'm not out. I'm still running the race. So people must relax. You know, I'm fighting for justice. I think what is happening in South Africa, especially on me, is not fair. And I'll tell you why. Here is the board of the SABC. Your bosses, they decide themselves, I was not there when they took decision to reward me. And reason being, I have raised funds for the SABC. Remember, when I came to SABC from Bloemfontein, it was a disaster. SABC, they were having 400 million plus in their bank cash. And the value of SABC, it was 4 billion. I took SABC from 4 billion to 8 billion. I doubled that amount. Cash, it was more than 1 billion, 1.4 billion. Since I have been there, SABC financially, they have been stable. That's why I was raising funds, not just the multi-choice funds that I raised many funds for the SABC. I can tell you today, when I arrived at the SABC, they were retrenching 800 people. I saved those employees of the SABC. The SABC themselves, they were not taking seriously the freelancers. I'm the first person to give those people a living contract. To say, no, these people are not just presenters. And if you don't like them, you can't wake up in the morning and just dismiss them. The evidence is there. Your own actors, your soapies, your generations, I said to the production houses, you must pay these people living wages. They must get annual salary increment every year like any employee. You know, I'm not surprised that people who are like me, who are very focused and very decisive, one for sure that people can't blame me. I can't negotiate forever. If I see things are wrong, I act. And I have acted in the interest of the public. So I'm not afraid about what is happening. Actually, I have more energy. You know, it seems as I'm flying now. You know, this race, I'm not running here. Now I'm flying. Because the court, they are incorrect. With due respect to those judges who took that decision.
Okay, so if you say they're incorrect, so far what we know is that the process was invalid and unlawful. What is your understanding of how the courts have drawn that conclusion?
I disagree with the court. I mean, remember, the SABC paid. They have a policy. There is policy. That policy is there, is living at the SABC. They use that policy to pay. And that policy was not meant for Saudi. It was meant for all people of the SABC who are capable to raise funds for the SABC. I have raised more than 1 billion for SABC. Those funds, they were not there for SABC. This is not money from the fiscals of the SABC. This is the money that I raised from a private sector to assist the SABC. If your boss said to you, Mpo, we are rewarding you. Thank you very much for well done job. And that job that I have done is outside my job description. Remember, SABC television is SABC 1, 2, and 3. Those other 2 channels, the SABC, they don't have license for such channels. How can it be unlawful when the SABC themselves, they don't have license for such channels? Those channels are sitting there at multi-choice platforms.
So when will you be launching this appeal again?
What I said to you, I said I'm flying. The papers are there in court now. Supreme Court of Appeal.
Okay, so fine. You're flying, you're in the process. As far as the initial ruling delivered by Judge A.J. Khan said in terms of expanding, that's if you don't get what you want and you are not able to convince the court. It further clarified that should you not pay the amount owed, the mandate to pay would fall on the pension fund, which would withhold your pension earnings after your dismissal from the SABC in 2017. And also the other part of it is the additional interest rate of 15.5% per annum allocated from the 13th of September 2016. So the money more than doubles if you are not able to get what you want and have and find a way to convince the courts. What happens then?
That is what I'm saying, injustice. You know, the supreme of the law must prevail. The law must not have eyes to say this is Hlaudi. The law, we should be equal in front of the law. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But remember, in this case, I have never stolen SABC money. I was given by my bosses, recognizing the good job that I have done. But let's talk about the invalid of the decision of the board. It's not my invalid. It's the board invalid. If the board, they took that decision and the decision is invalid, why are you saying I must pay the interest? I did not borrow money from SABC. You know the interest. If you borrow money, you'll pay interest. I did not borrow money from the interest. The SABC paid, and I was not there when they took that decision. So I think this is unfair. And I think we should not allow this to happen. But I believe that the judge herself, she has erred. And she must accept that she has erred. Let's come to the 15% of that interest rate. It doesn't make logic and sense. Because that interest rate is regulated by the Department of Justice. So it is not even there, 15%. But let me tell you, she has corrected that. Because she knew she was wrong. And she has accepted she was wrong.
So let's say this doesn't yield success. I mean, it is a legal process. Are you in a position to pay any of the money back at this point?
How can I pay? Remember, I was paid money. I didn't steal this money. So that's why I'm saying the court...
But this, if the court finds in this way and you're not able to get what you want, what will happen in that regard?
No. You know, I still believe that the judges, they will see this differently. I have put my papers in the Supreme Court of the Appeal. The judge president of the Supreme Court of Appeal must apply his mind or her mind about what I'm raising. Because I'm raising the issue that, no, this is injustice. It should not be allowed. The court should not allow when people wake up in the morning because they hate Hlaudi, they have that hatred for Hlaudi, and then they decided that, no, we're going to run after Hlaudi.
Why would it be a personal attack, you believe? Why would you specifically say that it's an attack against Hlaudi because you may hate Hlaudi? What gives you that sentiment?
Remember, the decision that I have been taking at the SABC, it was empower black people. And those decisions, they affected many big companies. Remember, people were marching all out, even in abroad. People were marching to say, how can you take such a decision? I took that decision in the interest of South Africans. That's why people will attack me, because they are aware that as long as we portray Hlaudi in a good shape, that he has done well, actually I'm defeating what they have been doing. I'm saying to you for today, people of South Africa, they must wake up. I have done well for that SABC. All people of SABC, today, if you ask them, I think you know this, even here when I come in here, your own people here, they still say, hey, we lost in you. Because they knew that I care. I have had for employees of the SABC and people generally. Can you imagine if people did what I said they must do? I was saying the production houses, local content, it must be done by provinces in their own languages. Because what I get rid of the bold and the beautiful, you know, Dr. Phil and so on, and many this international soapies. I said, no, South African come first. Because I can't be a leader. In that scenario, your own people are suffering. You are busy taking money outside South Africa when you are supposed to invest in your own people. I have done well for this South Africa. And let me say, Mpo, if it comes to a point where the judges, they don't see anything wrong about what is happening, this injustice, I'm going to be happy because I have done well for people of South Africa. I should not say now, hey, because the judges, the courts, and so on, I stood for fairness.
So, but like, I mean, it's a 50-50. It either could pass or not. Should it not pass, would you be able to pay back the money? Are you in a position to say, okay, I've lost, I'm defeated, and I'm now ready to begin the process of repaying? I mean, is that going to be a possibility at all?
No. Remember, all of us, we must respect the court.
Yes.
If finally the Constitutional Court,
yeah.
which I believe the matter won't even go there to the Constitutional Court, because I went back to the Supreme Court of Appeal to reconsider their decisions. I don't think we will go there at the Constitutional Court. But if we go there and the Constitutional Court endorse what is happening now, remember, it's the end of the road there. So I will accept, because I respect the law. I will accept, but it will be injustice if the court can come to that conclusion, because I did not pay myself. It was recognition from the SABC board. So I don't know why I have been punished because of the decision of the board, honestly.
Yeah, because a lot speaks to flouting SABC's internal policies. I mean, let me tell you what the SIU said. I mean, they welcomed this, saying that it will pave a way for the SABC to finally recover some of the financial losses suffered because of the unlawful and invalid decisions. I mean, the decision-making process in itself is really what was being focused on here.
But also, you must also realize that the money that the SABC paid, it was not from the fiscus of the SABC. It's the money that was meant for special projects, like your 404 channel and that channel of ENCO. It was not from the fiscus of the SABC. That money, it is meant for those projects. And those projects are not regulated by the SABC policy, by the ICASA regulations, by the Broadcasting Act of the SABC. So it is injustice to come to any conclusion, because there is no law that says that my pension must be attached. Because when you attach my pension, I have worked for that pension, for my family, for my children. You are saying you are punishing my children also, because pension is not for me, it's for my children.
Yeah, so this really does put you in an uncomfortable position, you know, especially looking at what, I mean, you said you respect the law. Whatever outcome will come after this fight, after this battle that you're going to be, that you're prepared for. I mean, you say you're prepared for this battle. You're going to take it to the end and see it to the end. But what does that mean for you personally now when it comes to your finances? This is money that was given to you. Yes, you say it was given to you. You didn't steal it, but it would need to be paid back. And that itself...
But even the SIU confirmed that the issue is not Hlaudi here, because Hlaudi is the beneficiary.
Yes.
If I'm the beneficiary, why should I pay the interest?
Okay.
Because I did not pay myself. So they have accepted that. So that's why I'm saying South Africa must wake up. And we wanted the court not to have eyes. If I'm wrong, they should punish me. But if I'm not wrong, they should not punish me, because there is this vibe about media. Because media, you know, judges are human beings. And they will make genuine mistake. You say, because they read, they listen to you, Mpo. And most of the media, you know, media, they don't favor us because we don't push that agenda that media is pushing. So I have been different. I'm also different even now. Until I die, I'm going to be different. Yes, but for me, you see, when I see darkness, I see the light. There is light in this race that I'm running. Okay,
so in terms of processes, you say the process is already underway. Any timelines in terms of decision-making and dates that have been set by the court for your appeal?
No. I don't have a date. We have filed our papers today. We have informed all people who are involved, your SIU, SABC, your pension fund. The papers are there now. They are in court. Remember, these people of SIU and SABC, I don't know why they rush. You know, I received the order today. My legal team wrote to the Supreme Court of Appeal, to the register, why this order went to media and the other parties. Remember, this is my court. I'm the one who appealed. So I was supposed to receive the outcome of the court. You know, but thank you very much, because actually it's you, 405, who informed me that there is this court order. I was not aware, honestly. Yes, I received the court order today.
Okay. Well, let's leave it there for now. Wishing you the best in your beliefs, and of course we'll hear from you. But you didn't answer my question though. Do you have the money? I mean that is a real question that you'll have to face when it comes to this money. It was a substantial amount. I would have assumed that you would have tied it in your investment portfolios, and you'd now rush back to try see how to navigate this. I mean, it's quite serious.
Yeah, money. You know, money, you can't live with money. You eat money.
So it's gone.
You also look after people who don't have money. I mean, I look after students at the university. I look at students at the primary schools. I have been assisting those students. Actually, when you come to me, you are not going to affect the Hlaudi as a person. You are going to affect many people who I have been assisting. Because when I chow money, I don't chow money alone. I chow with the community. The evidence is there.
All right. Let's leave it there. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for talking to us this evening.
Thank you very much, Mpho.